Hello, dear students. This is the third session of unit number 1, that is basic of software testing and testing method. So, our today's topic is test case and entry exit criteria of software testing. Okay, we'll start with test case. So, what is a test case? So, basically, a test case is a set of conditions or variables under which a tester will determine whether a system under test satisfies the customer requirements or works correctly. Means what? In last session, while discussing regarding the defect, we have seen that the variance between expected result and actual result is known as defect. Correct. So for test means for testing, we need to means when how we are going to check the means how we are going to achieve accurate actual result. We need to apply test cases. So test case is basically prepared according to the customer requirement. So that test cases should be accurate and efficient. Means what? If when we are applying at the time of execution, there should be there should be the possibility to discover more and more defects from the application. Okay. Once again, I am reading this. A test case is a set of conditions or variable under which a tester will determine whether system under the test satisfy the customer requirement or works correctly. Means the another definition we can say that we use the test cases, that test cases should be more efficient and accurate. By applying that test cases, we need to discover more and more bugs from an application. That is our task as a tester. What is our responsibility? To identify more and more bugs from an application. So our test cases should be more powerful and according to the requirements. The process of developing test cases can also helps to find a problem in the requirements. Means requirements are irrelevant, or suppose there are repeated, or we can say that it is not according to the as per the technical aspects. So that requirements will skip, or will avoid that requirements, right? So we'll find the problems in the requirements or design of an application. So here is the basic or sample test case template. So that template is quite blur, but see these fields. I have already listed this field in the next slides, and I'm going to explain that particular fields. But just see this structure of test case template. Here they are mentioned: test case ID, test priority, okay, then module name, test title, description, test designed by, design date, executed by, execution date, okay, precondition, post conditions are there. And what are the dependencies? Means it is an actual bug report where you need to mention step number, what is actual test step. Here you have seen the test step, that is the actual test case, that is the actual test case. Here some fields are missing, like a test description is missing, where you need to describe what is the actual need of that particular test cases. This is a test data. Test data means nothing but a input data which we are going to pass at the time of execution. Before proceeding with actual execution, we need to mention the expected result of that particular test. Means after executing test, what you are expecting, what is the what result you want, that you need to specify here in the field of expected result. Next is actual result. After applying test cases on application, what result you'll get by passing the test data or test input, you need to mention here, and according to this you need to check that expected result and actual result are match or not. If the expected result and actual result is match, then your status is pass, otherwise the status is fail, right? So here is also an option to write down any important notes regarding that particular test case. Okay, so we'll see these fields in detail. uh, there are several standard fields in a test case template, so we'll discuss it. So first one is test case id. What is the use of test case id? Actually, if you are preparing any n number of test cases, right? So how you are going to identify particular test case? So for that purpose you need to assign a unique id to a particular test case. Okay, so through which you can identify it properly. Okay, so next is test priority. There are the priority means the priority is basically decided according to the severity of that particular error or that particular task. According to the severity, the priority is set. This is a very useful while test execution. The test priority for business rule and functional test cases can be medium, higher, or low priority. So test priority should always be set by the reviewer. Always be set by the reviewer means who is going to test it. That priority must be set by them. Okay. Next is module name. Module name is nothing but the name of your main module of application. Okay. Next is test design by. Need to write the name of tester. Okay. Next is test design date. Here you need to mention the date when it was written. Okay. Next is test executed by. Here you need to write the name of tester who actually execute this test, and need to fill only after the test execution. Okay. So next is test execution date. So this is a date when the test was actually executed. Okay. Next is test title or test name. Here you need to write the test case name. Okay, for example, suppose there is a login page, so you need to write verify the login page with the valid username and password. Okay, so next is test summary or description. You need to describe the test objects in brief. Next is precondition. Before proceeding with execution, you need to write the precondition, means what environment you needed or what precondition must be there to start that particular execution of test case. So next is dependencies. Here you need to mention any dependencies on the other test cases or test requirements. Next is test steps. Here you need to list all the test execution steps in detail. Write test steps in the order in which they should be executed. Make sure to provide as many details as you can. Next is test data or test input. This is nothing but an data which you are going to provide at the time of execution. Okay. Next is expected result. What should be the system output after the test execution is need to be mentioned in this field. Like describe the expected result in detail including message error that should be displayed on the screen. Okay. Next is actual result. The actual test result should be filled after test execution, described by the system behavior after the test execution. Okay, so according to the variance or according to their comparison, you need to write the status. So status is what? If an actual result is not as per the expected result, then mark this test as failed. Otherwise, it mark this test as passed. Next is a notes. If there is some special condition to support the fields which can be described above, or if there are any question related to the expected or actual result, or any queries regarding the test case, you need to write in the notes comments section. Okay. So there is one field is missing right here, that is post condition. You need to write the post condition, what is the system behavior and what are the state of that particular system after the execution. It is must to mention there. So you need to mention it, and mention it in the field of post condition. Okay. This is our several fields of test cases. Will proceed further. uh, Things should be considered while writing a good test cases. Okay. So what things you need to consider while writing the good test cases. You do not overlap or complicate test cases, or attempt to make your test cases atomic. So atomic means there should be a single aim, or we can say that test case should be unique. That is not ambiguous. Means what is means the test case name is same, but their aim is different. That suppose verify the login page, and that we are mention this name as a test case name, but you are what you are performing, you are testing the user id, or you are testing the submit button. Okay. So you are taking the same name. So how you can going to identify your actual test case or your actual domain by using the same test case name? So it is not possible. So you need to make your test case atomic. Okay. So ensure that all positive scenarios and negative scenarios are covered in particular while preparing the test cases. Next is language. Your language should be simple and easy to understand. Next is use exact and consistent names of particular forms or particular field. Means while using means suppose uh, uh, suppose in login page you are mention user id. Okay. And while preparing test cases you are write a username. So it is wrong, there is mismatch. Your field name is user id and you are writing username, so it is conflicting. You need to write user id as it is. You can't change your field name while preparing the test cases. It will create a confusion while testing an application. Okay. So next is characteristics of good test cases. So these are this is really important. Your test cases must be accurate according to the customer requirement. It should be economical. It should be traceable. This is very important. You're using your unique id for particular test case. Through it you are going to trace your progress of your particular test case. Next is repeatable. Your test case should be repeatable. Means what? If suppose if we find any defect, means after executing your test case, and after we'll inform it to the developer that this particular section of code is having uh, bug. So he will fix it or she will fix it, and after that he will again approach us to test an application. Okay. So after at that time you need to apply same test input on that particular piece of code. Means you need to retest that particular test case. So that's why your test case must be repeatable. Your test case must be reusable. So there is quite confusion here. Repeatable means you need to reapply particular test input on similar test case while at the time of execution or at the time of testing. And reusable means if you in the future, if similar kind of application is comes to you for testing, then at that time you can use that particular test case of that application in or you can apply that particular test case in that in other application too. So it is reusable. So you can there is no need of more time to prepare such test cases again. Okay, so your test cases must be reusable. Okay, these are the good characteristics of any test case. So next topic is entry and exit criteria. Basically every software system must have entry and exit criteria. So what is entry criteria? There are some specific conditions to initiate any particular project execution, or we can say any execution of or piece of code of lines of code we need to execute. For that some particular criteria must be set. If criteria is satisfied, or we can say what kind of criteria, entry criteria. So we must have proper related documents, or related we can say we'll already check what kind of variables and constants you required, their naming conventions. You first check is it is correct or not, and after that you proceed for the project execution. Okay, so these are first while initiating that particular execution, you need to first set some condition. If that conditions are true, then you go to the you go for execution. Okay, so that particular conditions are called entry criteria. After completion, while at the time of conclusion, or we are said we while concluding the project execution, you need to set a exit criteria where the acceptance of that particular test plan is done. Okay, so we'll see it in detail. uh, so what is entry criteria? Entry criteria is a set of condition that permit a task to perform. For example, to start the test case development phase, the following entry criteria should be met. Okay, so first is the requirement document should be available. Complete understanding of an application flow is required. A test plan document should be ready. So this is just an example of a particular test case. Okay, so next is exit criteria. So exit criteria are a set of expectation. This should be met before concluding the STLC phase. So STLC means software testing life cycle. For example, we'll see the example of exit criteria. For example, to conclude the test cases development phase, following expectations should be met. So first one is test cases should be written and reviewed. Test cases should be written and reviewed. Second one is test data should be identified and ready. What data you actually expected after the execution. Okay, so it should be ready. The test automation script should be ready if applicable. So automation script means what? After execution, or after execution, what would be the result? You need to pass it to the other system, or pass it to the other module. So that particular script should be generated after the every program execution. So you also need to verify it, and then you will stop the particular process. Okay, so this is enough for today. Thank you. Bye bye.